Hello everyone, welcome back to Brazil once again. The strangest thing, in between the two legs of the Libertadores match as quarterfinals against Cruzeiro, we had a league match against Cruzeiro, and we won that match 1-0 thanks to a goal from Paulo Guerreiro in the middle of the first half. He rounded the keeper and slotted home for a very comfortable goal. Outside of that, we really struggled, much like we did in the first leg of the Libertadores, to make chances against this team. I think Cruzeiro are just one of those teams that we struggle against tactically, and it's going to be interesting to see how things go in this second leg. The last thing that I want it to do is get all the way to penalties, because that really is a crapshoot, and I've not had the best luck with penalties on this game, so I would prefer to get this done in normal time. Let's have a look at the game plan today. You can see that Cruzeiro playing a 4-5-1, so they're really packing that midfield with two defensive midfielders, even though one of them there is marked as a central midfielder. He's definitely doing his defensive duties. We are looking pretty decent as far as the players available to us. Going to go with Suarez on the right hand side instead of Lopez. We're going to leave Hulimar on despite the fact he's on an orange arrow, and I think that's as much as we need to change. Yep, I'm going to go with that. That is the team for today. If I can click kickoff, which I can. So this game is very much a case of scoring. We need to score a goal to guarantee us going through one way or the other. Either we score and they equalise, or we score and we end up winning the game. A score draw will get us through thanks to away goals. So that's what we're aiming to do today, is to score as many, if not more, goals than Cruzeiro can manage. They start off playing the ball down the right hand side. Neves is Bagardo. Long ball forward. Iago will deal with that easily. Rodriguez into Nonato. Plays it back to Diego Carlos. And across to Schurz. In the middle for Rodriguez. Here's Velasco. Really struggling to play through this Cruzeiro midfield. They're not particularly pressing home the advantage in numbers in midfield here. Well, this could be dangerous if he gets around the defender, and he can. But Inter managed to get away from danger. Long ball over the top. Suarez is going to get onto it. Somehow leave it off. And Cruzeiro get the ball back. But they're going to have to do well to play out with so many Inter players putting pressure on them high up the pitch. And somehow they find a way out. But only as far as there. Oh my word, Rodriguez. Golden opportunity to play a ball through. And he muffs it up completely from 3 or 4 yards out. Nonato puts on good pressure to win the throw-in, and he immediately gets it into Rodriguez. Here's Velasco. Hulimar. Nice idea. Couldn't quite connect the passes together, though. Velasco now. Down the left-hand side to Iago, who's going to look to cross it in. But he's dispossessed too easily. Don't know what's going on with this team at the moment. We just can't seem to connect things together. Cruzeiro doing a very good job of playing the spoiler team. Here's Iago into Velasco. Cross into the box. Guerreiro! And it's just wide of that near post. A good header from distance. A good cross, in fairness, as well. First real chance of the game for Inter. Neves tackled by Iago fairly. Wins the ball back though. Really, these Inter players seem to be second best at almost everything at the moment. It's the effect of playing away from home, perhaps. Oh my word, that's a foul, surely. No, the referee allows it to continue. I don't know why sliding tackles don't give away fouls in this game, but they really don't. Meanwhile, standing tackles, all day long they'll give away fouls for those. Poor pass by Guerrero. Right idea, wrong execution. Here's Neves. Iago picks it up easily. Into Hulimar. Hulimar's so sluggish on the ball. He of course was an orange arrow. Oh my goodness me, what is going on here? He was an orange arrow and perhaps I shouldn't be playing him, but I needed at least one of our wide players, regular wide players I should say. Here's a break with Nonato, he's got men in front of him. Plays it out to Velasco. Drilled in. Suarez tried to get his foot onto it, couldn't quite manage it. Cruzeiro get away with it, but only as far as Nonato. Referee deems the challenge fair and allows them to continue. Oh my goodness me, what is going on with these players? They're not reading it at all. Perhaps the pressure of a quarter-final is getting to them. They're used to winning things at this point. They've won a league at a canter. Out wide to Fernandes on the left-hand side. Cruzeiro doing well in possession. Their passes feel crisp and clean, purposeful. Goalkeeper with what looked like a wild clearance, but it did in fact find the man. Here's a through ball to Rodriguinho. And a good cross. And a header, which ends up going harmlessly wide for a goal kick. But had the other striker that was coming in from the left-hand side been alive to the situation, we could have been in some trouble. Here's Mailton now, the right back. Brings the ball forward, but there's no one ahead of him. There are no options ahead of him whatsoever, and he's forced into passing it back to the defence. Good ball through to Hulimar. Finds the cross. Acrobatic clearance. Rodriguez gets underneath it and wins the ball. Well done him. Nice play, Hulimar. And he just can't find the finish from that tight of an angle. He would have been doing well to get it on target. Instead, it took a deflection off of a Cruzeiro defender. And it will be a corner kick for Inter. They're starting to grow into the game. Ball comes loose. Rodriguez chasing after it. He will keep it in, I think. No, couldn't quite, but they win the throw-in off of it anyway, so it's not completely lost. Here's Velasco. And what's the referee given here? Is it a free kick? Yep, it's a free kick to Cruzeiro. Although it really felt like six of one and half a dozen of the other. And Velasco was the man in possession of the ball, so it really feels very harsh on the guy to give a free kick against him. If anything, allow the play to continue. Cruzeiro escaped that one, and it's a free kick which Avellaneda will take. And there we go, at half-time it's the same old story. It's 0-0 between these two Brazilian teams. Something has got to give in the second half though. Hulimar just not been at it at all today. Ed Nilsson's going to get a chance in the second half. He's got good pace, the young player. He's scored goals for Inter before in that position, so he's proven that he's capable. was about to say Inter are just passing it around comfortably, just trying to get a bit of possession up. And then immediately they gave the ball away. Here's Neves on the right wing. Iago facing onto him. Played right down the line very nicely. Iago doing a decent job of holding the man up. And Velasco double teams with him to win the ball. And Inter come away with it here. Here's Edenilson into Iago. Plays it forward to Guerrero. Lob ball over the top. Suarez looking to get onto it. Can't quite manage it though. Beaten in the air. Out wide with Neves here. Iago looking to win the ball. And does so. Lobbed over the top for Suarez. Defender gets a little bit of him there, but the referee allows play on. Edenilson pressing his man, forcing it back to the goalkeeper. It's lobbed out again. Here's Rodriguez. Wins the header. Guerrero, that's a foul surely. No foul given again. This referee, what the hell? And Iago shanks it out. A little bit of pressure now on the away team. Raniel coming off for Sasa, who had a chance in the first leg to score against Inter, and he didn't quite manage it in the end. Cruzeiro stretching play all over the place. Goes out for a corner kick. Man marking here. And Lomba does very well to get down and save that. Real pressure now from the home team. Really looking to press into a mistake in possession deep in their own half. That's a lovely ball to Edenilson. He's got a chance here. He squares it for Guerrero and it's in the back of the net. Guerrero scores. Inter are ahead. Fantastic play from Edenilson. First to find the space to make the run, but secondly his awareness of where the central striker was, and he knew that he'd have a better chance from his position, so he just squared the ball to him. And Guerrero from that kind of range very rarely makes a mistake. And it's a simple finish for the Peruvian superstar. 1-0 Inter. And that considerably changes this match. If Cruzeiro want to get further in this competition now, they're going to have to score 2 goals. Oh, and finally the referee gives a free kick for a sliding tackle. It took him 71 minutes, but he finally did it. Well done, referee. Just in case you couldn't tell, I am of course being sarcastic. And in fact, with us being 1-0 up and the physical nature of the team that we're playing against, I'm going to throw Trellis on in the central striking position. I know Guerrero can't really play wide right, but we're going to play him there anyway. I might tweak it so that he's playing as a support striker. Right, and with the big man up front, we can now just lob this ball up. And he should win it with ease. And he does. Velasco, that's a foul surely. Yes, again, the referee finally realising that if you leave your feet, you can in fact be booked for it. Suddenly the referee is doing his job. Amazing. So Schurz to take this free kick. Oh, and it's a great save by the goalkeeper. The ball was nowhere near as close to the corner as Schurz would have liked, but it still forced an excellent save. Velasco with the in-swinger, Trellis at the near post. Guerrero, he's scored again! And Trellis really was the catalyst for that goal. He caused all kinds of confusion. Don't know if he even got a touch on it, but it fell to the feet of Guerrero, and you don't have to ask him twice. We'll have a look here. I don't know if Trellis gets a touch on it or not, and it takes a wicked deflection off of the number 13. But Guerrero will be credited with the goal. And it's now 2-0 to Inter, and pardon what sounds like a pun, but they are cruising. Mailton on the overlap. Inter looking absolutely rampant now. Into the box. Can't quite find the cross. And Rodriguinho gets it away. And Sasa looking to hit on the break, but he can't beat the defender, Schurz, who just heads it across to Diego Carlos and diffuses any danger that there might have been. Mailton. Cross to Iago, heads it to Velasco. Edilson does a good job of mopping up, but doesn't get it anywhere near as far as he needed to. Iago taken down by the Cruzeiro player, but the referee decides that it was a 50-50. There was no foul there. It's just two players coming together. I wish he would rule that way more often when it was in favour of myself. Guerrero can't quite get onto it. Edenilson. Velasco. Edenilson. Oh, so close to free. The young man will be kicking himself. He did all the hard work, including laying on the protracted 1-2. And it just curled away from the goal at the last minute. You can see him there shaking his head. He can't quite believe he's missed that. He's young, he'll get over it, and he will have more opportunities. Long ball forward to Edenilson. Couldn't find anyone with his header. Here's Velasco into Edenilson to Trellis. Gets the return ball. Cross into the box. Guerrero heads it. Oh my word! It's a hat-trick for Guerrero. What control he showed on that header. No power in it at all. It was all about the placement. Oh my word. A superb hat-trick for Paulo Guerrero. Look at the placement on that. If it had been any further to the right, it would have clipped in off the post. And Cruzeiro have been completely undone in this second half. Trellis now, can he score? He can! It's 4-0! And as soon as that first goal went in, Cruzeiro had to open up. They had to push forward for a goal. And in doing so, they have left the back door wide open. Some would argue that this scoreline is wholly undeserved for both teams. But at the end of the day, you only score 4 goals if you get the opportunities to score them. And Inter have taken full advantage here. What an absolute demolition job. 2 of the 4 goals coming in the 90th minute plus extra time. but it's still 4-0, and this scoreline, while perhaps flattering to Inter, really demonstrates the dangers of opening yourself up and pushing forward in the pursuit of an equaliser. What a superb game. Well, it took a while to get started, but once the goals went in, they kept flying in. 4-0 to Inter in this away leg of the two-legged affair. Inter will go through 4-0 on aggregate. Looking at the stats there, it was pretty one-sided as far as shots were concerned. But remember, a lot of those shots coming after the first goal went in. Cruzeiro, to their credit, did a fantastic job up until conceding the first effort. But after that, really, they looked like a shadow of themselves. They were chasing after ghosts, and Inter used the extra space afforded to them when Cruzeiro started to stretch themselves to take advantage and stick another 3 goals in the back of the net. Guerrero with an 8.5, unsurprisingly. Trellis and Edenilson both instrumental in the undoing of this team in the second half. The extra pace of Edenilson, the strength of Trellis really opened things up. And strangely enough, Guerrero being moved out to a wide right position, something he's not used to doing, really opened things up for him. I think perhaps because the Cruzeiro defenders didn't realise, they didn't know how to defend against him in the wide areas because they had focused so much on defending against him in central positions. So that is definitely something that we're going to have to look at in future. Maybe Guerrero can play as a makeshift right winger if we need him to. Let's have a look at the other results in the group, and you can see Minnesota did in fact go through 1-0 on aggregate with a fantastic 1-0 away victory against LDU Quito. In the other results, Colo Colo couldn't do anything about that first leg defeat against Lanús, and Flamengo beat out Corinthians despite a 1-0 victory for Corinthians in the return leg. So the semi-finals will be as follows. If we can get to the we'll get there eventually, people, don't worry. It would be lovely if it showed the knockout format like it does in the FA Cup, but apparently that's too much to ask for. Right, let's go to the database, go to competition info, go to Libertadores, and let's find out who we're playing in the semi-finals. It is another all Brazilian tie in the semi-finals of the CONMEBOL Libertadores. Flamengo versus Internacional. We've played Flamengo quite a few times this season already, and we're going to play them 2 more times on top. And in the other semi-final, it will be Lanús versus Minnesota United. I'll be honest, I'm kind of keeping my fingers crossed for Minnesota United. I haven't played in an MLS team before. It would be fun to do so, and I'm really not sure who Lanús are, so I'm hoping if we can beat Flamengo in the semi-finals that we might find ourselves drawn against Minnesota in the final, but we'll have to wait and see on that front. That will do us for another episode. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Take care. Bye bye.